South Korea and the US have finally released a joint fact sheet for last month's summit between Presidents Lee-Jae-myung and Donald Trump. And the headline is very much Washington's approval of South Korea's plan to acquire a nuclear-powered submarine, as well as its support for Seoul's effort to secure a stable supply of nuclear fuel through reprocessing and enrichment. Seoul needs that because of their non-proliferation agreement restricting its access to the fuel required to develop and deploy such a submarine, seen as key to Seoul countering North Korea's rising military threat. While there had been confirmation of Seoul's green light for nuclear-powered submarines, the delayed release of the fact sheet was seen as an indicator of a hitch due to Trump's insistence that the submarine construction would happen in the US, whereas senior South Korean officials emphasized it would cost less at home and take less than a decade. Yet the fact sheet doesn't mention that issue. It does refer to US support for the process that will lead to South Korea's civil uranium enrichment and spent fuel reprocessing for peaceful uses. It also emphasizes US approval for the South to build nuclear-powered attack submarines. What that doesn't make clear is the manner of US support for nuclear fuel or the location for submarine construction, although Seoul's national security advisor has since insisted the agreement was built on the premise of construction on Korean soil. Still, during a briefing in line with the fact sheet's release, President Lee highlighted nuclear-powered submarines as an essential strategic asset sought for decades. He also said the nuclear fuel agreement was highly meaningful. And the fact sheet shows South Korea is committed to more defense spending, which will have pleased the US. Seoul will spend $25 billion on American military equipment purchases by 2030 and also plans to provide comprehensive support for the United States Forces Korea, amounting to $33 billion. The document additionally includes the two sides' commitment to continue working toward the transition of wartime operational control of the Korean Peninsula, which Lee is aiming to have achieved within his 5-year term. Lee expressed relief at the conclusion of trade negotiations and security consultations with the US, which he described as one of the biggest variables for our economy and national security. As part of the deal to lower American tariffs on South Korean goods to 15%, Seoul has made a $350 billion investment pledge, but Lee insisted investments will proceed if they're commercially viable.